Hello, Sagittarius. Happy full moon and happy lunar eclipse. We have a full moon in Virgo. Venus is retrograde. Mercury is about to go retrograde. We have a full moon in Virgo. It's a blood moon and a lunar eclipse. So happy full moon. Happy full moon and happy lunar eclipse. Like I said, it's a blood moon. Lunar eclipse is all about this is a total lunar eclipse, so it's about letting go, totally letting go of any ancestral childhood traumas may come up during this time, and this is the time of protecting your energy during this full moon. You're learning how to harness your divine feminine energy, and really learning how to go in this case, going into hermit mode. In this case, going into hermit mode and learning how to be in receiving mode of downloads, messages that's coming in, so that you can learn about how you receive communication. Like how you send out energy, just like by through word, thought, and deed, how you may send out messages, but also how you receive messages, right? So let's get into it. Let's get right into it. Let's see what your reading is all about. Let's get into it. Already prayed over your cards, already cleared the energy, cleared the space. Thank you for joining me. This is a general reading, so take only what resonates with you. If you're interested in a personal reading, my information is down below in the description. Let's go. So I am deserving of all the good in my life. That's right. I am deserving of all the good in my life. That's right. Speaking into existence. Talking to you wherever Sagittarius is in your birth chart. Like I said, Venus is already retrograde until April 13th. Venus really is the goddess of love, pleasure, art, music, aesthetics. And so you definitely don't want to throw yourself into people's karmic cycles who are vain, vengeful, and green with envy. You have enough information at this point of who those energies are. And if you throw yourself into their karmic cycles, you could be thrown, it doesn't matter who they are, family and blood ties. We talk about the blood moon. If they blood ties and you're throwing yourself into their karmic cycles, you don't know how long that's going to last. So a lot of people don't think about that. You don't think about how somebody else's karma is going to affect you just unnecessarily. So let's get into it. Let's get right into it. So we had a full moon in Aquarius. We had a full moon in Cancer. I was getting ready to say Pluto being in Aquarius for the next 20 years. But we had, which is resetting Mother Earth, right? To humanitarianism. So there's a real call up to love, right? Operating in the spirit of love. But we had a full moon in Cancer. We're not talking about any cancers, as you know. You check to your birth chart where Cancer is in your birth chart. The Cancer is ruled by the moon. And then we had a full moon in Leo. We're not talking about any Leos that you know. In February. So you're learning to go where you're appreciated and not where you're tolerated. So you're respecting people who go where they appreciated and not where they're tolerated. So if you got loved ones who decided to detach from their loved ones where they're not appreciated and they were just simply tolerated, you respect it, right? So 255, new choices, changes are indicators. So changes are coming and will bring new decisions for you to make. Your angels encourage you to greet these changes as assurance that your intentions are coming to be. Reflect on a negative emotion or worry that you've been ruminating on lately. Take time to visualize it withering into the universe and let it go. That's right, let it go. So you're deserving of all the good that comes into your life. So you're making a decision about two energies in your life right now. You're at a turning point. Your light high priestess energy, this is in the major arcana. 2 is the high priestess number, right? And two energies that for you have caused you some almost like confusion, almost like you almost basically saying that you're the one that's delusional about something, that you're deluding yourself about something, right? But sources saying to you, you're not delusional, you're light high priestess, meaning you're wise enough, you've gone through some dark times yourself to be around good energies. You can tell the difference, like you can make some decisions yourself. So anyway, let's get into it. All right, all right, all right, all right. So yeah, you're not throwing yourself into other people's karmic cycles whatsoever. Okay, this card want to jump out the deck. Here we have Six of Swords. So yeah, so a necessary transition, relocating, moving on, travel. This is what you connect with some people. So it could be two energies that's basically, you know, like I said before, who may be looking at the material world. Like, okay, why would people want to move away? Two people may be saying to you, why would people want to move away from loved ones? Like, what would be the reason? But it's something that you have in common with somebody. Like, that's a conversation that you'd be able to speak up on. You better speak up on, highly speak up on. I feel like I'm talking to somebody who, yeah, Ten of Swords, because they've had a very painful ending. Yeah, that's something that you have in common with somebody, like really moving on. Usually when people transition and they're like, the Six of Swords is a person like on a boat that's like sailing away from something. They're traveling light, they're sailing away from something, right? Sometimes people decide to quietly move on because they've seen and heard enough. They just, you know what, they've seen and heard enough of just hurt, the shade, the all kinds of stuff. They're just cutting people off. And sometimes people around you, they don't get it. They don't understand. They will stay in pain and misery forever. And so Source is saying to you, that's something you can connect with, relocating. And that's what this is. Here we have the Three of Pentacles. So I feel like you're going to have a very valuable conversation with some people. Three looks like lips. And I definitely feel like you're on a team of energies who you can relate to, people who've been talked about behind their backs, where people don't know what happened or what goes on with them. So here we have the Knight of Cups. You're not saving them because you have no power to save anybody. You learn how to save yourself, and you can relate to that. So this is something you're deserving of all the good in your life. You know how to see things from a higher frequency. So I feel like somebody either has friends, because Six of Swords, I mean, just sword energy is like the two sides of the swords. You know how to see things from a higher frequency. You actually balance relationships out in your life. Like, you would be that friend in people's lives that can see things from a higher frequency, when one side may be saying something, another side, like this. You can, like this triangle right here. If one person, they can be like opposing sides. Like, I can't really see from that side of the point, and I can't really see that side. You be the person that can say, well, no, let me help you see something through a different lens, a different perspective. I can see, like, you can relate to that. Helping people to see something, to resolve whatever it is in their spirit. You're seeing things from a higher frequency, and that's the beauty of Sagittarius. People being able to see things from just a higher viewpoint, right? That's what's going to help you to get to, even though your Sagittarius rules 9th house, and we're in the year 9, 2025. 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 5 is 9. You getting to your North Node, which is 10th house, your life's calling, is, again, I created an entire video for North Node, including careers for North Nodes. So you go look up your birth chart. You don't need your time of birth to find your birth chart. I have a link for birth charts below. But you finding your North Node in your birth chart literally says birth chart. I mean, it literally says North Node once you pull your birth chart, and you don't need your time of birth because it gives you an option to check, you know, you don't need your time. I created a video with careers in your North Node. So it's saying, when you find out what your North Node is, you're going to realize that everything, every job, everything that you've been doing in your life has been leading you to your North Node your whole life. You'll be like, oh my God, okay. That's why it seems like when people are in their North Node, it's not always just a geographical location. It seems like things have sped up for them. That's why they get so determined when they get to their North Node to stay there. That's why no matter how delusional some people think they are, it's like, why are they staying in their North Node? Why would they stay on a job? Because they are actually operating in purpose. They answer the call to source. That call from the inside. That inside, no matter what their age is. So here we have the Eight of Cups here. So you're definitely walking away from energies who try to demonize people, who the light has now, the scales have been removed from people's eyes, because that's something that you have in common. You're just like, I get it. It's almost like Source adds years to your life when you go work directly for Source. Like, some people can't figure out for the life of them why a person would leave a job when they realize, okay, it's not serving their highest purpose. They're like, okay, why would a person leave a 6-figure job? They don't know what happened on their job. They don't know what happened on that job, right? They don't know the ins and outs. Well, I would have stayed there. I mean, for X amount of dollars, I would have stayed on that job. They don't know what kind of, Hades or hell somebody has gone through on their job. But in their purpose, they could actually be making more in their purpose because they're working directly for source, right? Whatever it is, they could be working directly for source. So working in their purpose. So somebody is now starting to see, like, okay, it makes sense when you're talking about working, answering the call on your life. So somebody is now learning how to, when I say here, you get it, right? Here we have the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, so here we have Five of Pentacles. This looks like, when I look at your cards here, what you're aligning yourself with for somebody is, whenever swords comes out, it's like you're seeing both sides of the sword right here, and try not to just go, because you're a highly adaptable sign. You're not just trying to go along with the majority's flow. You learn how to see things from a higher frequency, right? And when you see changes in people, like their mood has changed, they seem like they're happier, they just seem like they're in a better space, they just seem like mentally, physically, they're just in a better space. For you to see that people are just in a better space, when you talk to them, as far as you're concerned, you're like, okay, good. You're not a hater. You're not a hater, right? So here we have the Five of Pentacles here. So poverty, ill health, worry, isolation, financial loss, need, insecurity. This is not, here we have right here, when I look at the Three of Pentacles here, this is where you're starting to realize that two energies want to see this for someone. There's two energies. When you talk to these two energies right here, you see that these two energies want to see this for people. Like, they literally get a thrill out of seeing people impoverished, having ill health, worry, isolation, financial loss, in need of people. Like, that's their pickup. That's their pick-me-up. It's like to see people feeling worthless, being insecure, like they want to be needed, by making people feel worth less than how they feel. So that's what you're starting to see, like what you see in common with certain people, right? Here we have the Sun card. Yeah. So that is what you're seeing with two energies. It's like when you talk to, and you think something has to be in the water. It must be some kind of secret water or something, because the sun illuminates the moon, and moon is all about secrets. It must be something about something in their emotion. They must be drinking something. Something's in the water. The moon has an affinity with water. Something has to be in the water or something. That the same type of energies love to see people doing worse than they're doing. Something has to be in the water, right? And Cups energy is water energy. So you're definitely saying you're saving yourself. Like these energies like to feel like there's, somebody likes to be with energies who feel like they're the savior of people, but they're karmics. They are karmics. It's like when people move away, like move away from energies who are karmics, who want to loop them into some kind of a cycle of making them feel worse than they do. Like, I gotta be, all they have to offer is an external look. Like, they may be physically attractive, but it's just downhill from there. What else they got? What else they got to offer? Except making somebody feel worse. Right? So Source is saying to you, you can see why somebody would move away. You can see why. That's what you have in common. It's like, I can see why somebody would move away from that. Even if that meant somebody had to start all over again. You could see why somebody would move away from that. You learn how to see something from a higher frequency. So that's why for you, this is the Seven of Cups. You're closing something out, and people are asking why. Like, why are you closing something out? But you're closing something out. Like, no, you spent enough time talking or to somebody. Just like you spend enough time praying about something. You see something from a higher frequency. You're like, something makes total sense to you now. Yep. Wheel of Fortune. That's why you're successful. That is why you are successful. That's what you have in common. Somebody had to move away from an environment of energies who want to see you doing, they're okay with you doing less than they are. But as soon as you started doing better than they expected, this is what I'm seeing here in your cards, and all of a sudden you're the problem. Right? You're the problem, right? So Source is saying you relate to people who are, something about your energy is that you relate to people who have that spirit, that get up after being stabbed in the back spirit, to get up, to go through a rebirth. You relate to that. You can relate to that. So here we have the Ten of Wands. Stress, exhaustion, burden, too many responsibilities. Ask for help. Yeah. So asking for help. Yeah. So yeah. So you're I definitely feel like you are praying. You're in prayer mode. You're definitely in prayer mode at this point. Because whoever it is, here we have and you got some good news coming across your prayer. You're praying for a younger person at this point. You're praying to source for a younger person, because you know they're being bullied at this point. Here we have the Seven of Cups here, that the scales from their eyes be removed as to what's going on. You're praying for a younger person. Here we have the King of Pentacles, because you have so much information, it's not even fun. You have King of Pentacles, wealth of information. So you're praying for a younger person, that the scales from their eyes be removed, and that they realize that they're being bullied by an organization. So that's what I have for you. Hopefully this has been helpful. Like I said, lunar eclipse. Happy full moon. Happy lunar eclipse. And let me see if there's any last messages here for you before we go ahead and close this out. But you're deserving of all the good in your life, and that is because you're able to see things from a higher frequency. And people feel very fortunate to have you in their lives. They feel very fortunate to have you all in their lives, because you are able to see things from a higher frequency. You're just not looking at just the physical. And so Source is saying you're covered on all sides. Safe travel. A lot of you all will be traveling soon, and you've been talking about it. You're speaking that into existence, and that's what's coming your way. That's what I have for you, Sagittarius. See you in the next video. Bye.